Good morning, or Borodar, as I said yesterday. Let's add another one to the vocabulary. Dysgu Cymraeg, learning Welsh. Dysgu Cymraeg with Stewart Bloor. Mae'n oer heddiw. It's cold today. The first frost of the autumn. I had to scrape the ice from the car windshield before I could leave the drive. But whatever the conditions, Storm Benjamin or now into really chilly temperatures, the angling show continues. What will the first fish be? Or as we move on in the year now, will there be a first fish? Roach. I did have a bite first cast. One of the two maggots was sucked. Roach the culprit. I've cast out again, just trickling a few maggots in every now and then to build the swim up, work out how active the fish will be as far as feeding's concerned, and then we can take the feeding on further if we need to. Always remember, if you put too much out there in the first place, you can't get it back. But if you hold back and then work in accordance with the fish bites, you've got more chance of staying on top of things. 30 minutes in, I've just had a dip on the float and a second one there. I think this could be a bite. Hopefully it will translate into a fish, otherwise it will be a video of running commentary on half-hearted bites. However, on this occasion, yes, I do get excited about fish, especially when the conditions are like they are today. I'm not going to get too many, I don't think. A roach! But everyone is very welcome indeed. Not only a second fish, but they're getting bigger. That's good. Let's hope it's an upward trend that will continue. 1 hour into the session, 2 fish, but better than nothing. And talking of Welsh, as I was speaking earlier, we had the Caerphilly by-election yesterday for the Senedd, which is the Welsh Parliament, and the result came in overnight. Plaid Cymru win that seat. Reform second, 2 of them polled very well indeed, so they'll both be buoyed over the result. Even Reform, although they did come second, Labour absolutely hammered with 11% of the vote, and I'm watching the float while I talk. And the Conservatives nowhere to be seen, or Green either. So very interesting result there. As a jogger goes past. I'm fishing with a couple of maggots. I've got the anchor shot, don't necessarily need it today, but it's always there. About 5 feet deep, the far side of the boat channel, and it's a Drennan crystal waggler. Got a shot either side of the float, and then another one about 8 inches down, and then of course nothing else until we come to the size 6 anchor shot. Shimano 3500 reel. There's my Grays rod, and will I get a third fish? We shall see. At least I've got a blog post to put out anyway that contains a fish. Don't have too many blanks, but when I do, I still include them in my blog, because you have to be honest, but also you have to be realistic and show maybe there are beginners who are following someone in the fishing world and they think, oh, I'll never be as good as them. Every time they go, they catch 30-pound carp, 10-pound barbel, 2-pound roach, or whatever the case may be. But they might not show all their sessions, and that's important to show when you have a great session, a great day, but also when perhaps you struggle as well, because that's life, and that most certainly is fishing, especially in these in these conditions. I've put the hood up now. Mind you, I'm not complaining. and it's quite fresh, and I dress for the occasion. Nothing bravado about sitting here in a t-shirt and shorts with my arms out there like that, is there? It's not what it's all about. I enjoy the challenge of adverse conditions. It's always very pleasing when you get something on the bank, especially if it's half decent. But it's certainly not about bravado. It's certainly not about showing off and showing how tough I am by being out in the conditions. It might be for some anglers, I don't know. But for me, it's not. I just love fishing. The rod is supported by 2 bank sticks, and the float is out there. I'm not sure if you can even see that, but I'm showing you the swim rather than the waggler. Reed bed there, that's died off pretty much now, but nevertheless still plenty of cover for the fish. Overhanging vegetation on the far bank. Apart from that, it's quite an open stretch. And that's the other side of where I'm fishing. A cold water perch, and it is cold. I don't need a thermometer to tell me that. And another one in the net. Whatever the conditions, as long as your bait's in the water, you've always got a chance. Just a steady trickle of bites today and fish on the bank. I think if you were running a shop and you had this amount of footfall, number of customers in the time that I've been here, a couple of hours, it would depend on the shop that you're running. If it was a specialist computer shop and you had this number of people in and they're all spending 2 or 3 grand at a time, you'd be happy. If it was a supermarket, you'd be thinking, where have all the customers gone? We'll be broke at this rate. And likewise today, with the conditions, it's about perspective.